situation. So we're setting up for our matchup, but before we get in, we have to know which 3 maps we play on. That's our map veto. It's ban, ban, pick, ban, ban, pick, pick, ban,
pick.
decider. No, it's not a pick.
Well, it's auto pick, essentially, at that point.
Outplayed. Border will be map number 1, so we're going to see that again, picked by Chaos, so maybe forZe will be able to perform on that as they did before. Clubhouse, so we're going to see forZe playing on it regardless. Cafe banned. Coast banned. It's already banned. Yeah, it's Bank and Consulate would be our final map.
Interestingly, Consulate was the decider before when these guys fought earlier, but it didn't get to Consulate because it was a 2-0. So we may or may not still not see that matchup depending on how the first 2 go, but Consulate is a pretty good map for Chaos. But Border, they also went 1-0 on, I think, so far, if I recall correctly, during the qualifiers. So pretty good map for them as well. But we also saw how forZe played it earlier. It was their map pick, and they won it. So
smart pick that Chaos or forZe banned Coastline just allows you more flexibility.
That's been one of Chaos's best maps here.
Yeah. What do you guys think, though? Yeah, no question about it. If at this point you look at it and it's like, well, I don't think that Chaos will win this. I just don't know which world you're living in. Chaos in every single way have a major advantage. No matter how you look at it, it's up to forZe to prove themselves. And that matchup against Vitality, they definitely did.
Well, the interesting thing about the matchup between those two is both these play very aggressive spread out defenses that are very hard to pick apart. So it's going to be really interesting on these defenses whether or not either of the attacks can adapt.
All right, well, we'll head into map number 1. Border will be set in motion. I'll say forZe is playing on the defense this time around. And Vitality were starting off on the defense when they played against them on this map only a couple hours ago. So Chaos will have the second ban. It's forZe to start off.
Reminder, last time we had Capital, Mira, Nomad, and Echo getting banned.
Capital.
Start with that was forZe's ban before.
forZe's going to ban Mira later, I guarantee you.
That's what they did last time. So we'll see though. Now it was Vitality to ban the Nomad for the second attacker ban, but probably won't see the same thing from Chaos. No.
Sophia, I was going to say.
That
makes a lot of sense. This is going to throw something in Shockwave's gears here, as he's definitely not expecting that.
Well, keep in mind, Chaos got to sit back and just watch how they played Border.
And Valkyrie.
All right.
These are excellent bans. It makes so much sense. If you're Chaos, Syred, Chaos coach, are you listening? Good job if this was your idea. For once. Mira.
For once.
Banned.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all. You look, forZe are very consistent with their bans, but Chaos, beautiful target bans. Make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it'll definitely be, we'll see how they play out, but like I said, Chaos got to sit there and watch how forZe were playing during that entire matchup against Vitality, and I'm sure that factored into it as well to see what they should be doing, what they should be banning, get some idea on how things were going to play out. We'll start Armory Lockers first. forZe again. Will they go for the soft wall? That's what I want to see. Crips teasing the IQ. Could 6-pick back to it. We've seen it a few times, but no, he's going to go with that Ashe play. So he's pulling the Bibu there to pull that out. Crips good Ashe, so that should work out okay. But you never know. Like I said, forZe are slightly more warmed up than Chaos, but they did have a bit of a cooldown period.
If anything, what we can guarantee is that Vitality fans will be rooting for Chaos.
Yeah. I think so probably at this point.
If you're a Vitality fan and right now rooting for Chaos, put an F in chat. Thank you very much. If not, let's see if forZe can take it. And
shouldn't the F be for forZe?
We look at from the outside here. forZe have to prove themselves against Chaos. They've lost the game against them. Chaos have been performing so well in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
You're just expecting the Swedes to run away.
Now, to be fair, while the decider is the same, last matchup, the first 2 maps are not the same. Because last time when they went up against each other in the earlier match that they lost 2-0, it was Coastline and Villa. So this should shake down a little bit differently. forZe have yet to show their Border play outside of what the match they just played against Vitality, so that's all really, as far as Border, Chaos had to work with, except for maybe, other things they'd played previous to the qualifiers. Crips trying to take CCTV control quickly, and it looks like it's being relatively uncontested, surprisingly. They're really just not necessarily fighting for it. And they, as long as they take control this quickly, work out. But there's a goo mine, so they at least know the push is coming. And that was a smart pre-fire, knowing that, I mean, that's probably what they should have been doing on defense, pre-firing that spot once the goo mine went off. But
it's odd that the wall is left unreinforced actually here in the hall. forZe just played completely differently than what they did against Vitality, realizing that holding on to the site itself, especially since you don't have Valkyrie available for you, is a much better bet against an organized team like Chaos. Whereas Vitality, sure, they're organized, but you had all the information to feed through with the Valkyrie. I just find it so odd that this wall is not reinforced in the break room.
Well, it's certainly going to be used against them if there's an opportunity to. And Renewal's actually getting his drone around relatively uncontested if he can get it up that last little bit. Secretly, always playing the buck and always doing a good job on it. Fortunately for him, the ADS is going to take out that grenade, so he can't force them away from the Archives desk just yet. Meantime, though, they're just continuing with the pressure. A minute and a half in, no real engagements just yet, but as Renewals creeps up to the window, that's where things are probably going to start to light up a little bit.
At least the wall is softer, the walk-in from the office into Archives. It's something that a lot of teams would run when they're really trying to hold on to office. Unfortunately, it didn't do as much work as forZe were expecting. And Crips is still putting pressure on from the armory doorway here. And see secretly, getting shot by Shangri. Just peeks around the wall. It had already been opened by the thermite of Vitaline. Grenade will do a bit of damage to the Legion here, but he continues to remain alive. He's going around the corner as it gets a bit of fire through the wall. He should be spotted. Shockwave will find one kill. Impact grenades being thrown right into Ash. Crips will survive. For how long? That's the big question. CCTV has been retaken by forZe. Call will get one, but sprayed by Renewals. Redgroove finds the head. That's it. That's what you're looking for. Tries to stray away, but Rask actually comes around the back, takes down Redgroove. What is going on? Renewals is the last man alive. He moves in and finishes off one player, and he finds the second. And the 1v1 against Shockwave and the Maestro. 18 seconds left. No grenades left for the Sledge as he moves in, creeps up close, finds the head. No, it's Shockwave as he clutches the round on the Maestro. forZe will take the very first round here on Border.
Well played by forZe. Every single time Chaos started to get a lead, it got traded out. It was like basically forZe waited. Anytime Chaos thought they were comfortable, that's when forZe struck. Oh, I got this room now? Okay, I'll go into this room. Strike. Every single time. And that was what completely punished them. Even retaking CCTV as soon as Crips was gone from it. Just not letting them be comfortable at all. And again, that's similar to the way that Chaos plays on defense. So it's interesting to see them getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Obviously, we saw this be somewhat defensive-sided to an extent earlier in the match versus Vitality. Although it varied, there was definitely a lot of attack wins too. So you never know how it's going to shake down here as we go down to vents. I doubt we will see bathroom tellers necessarily, but we might between these two. Some work coming out there from members of Chaos, but just not enough. See 4 kills versus the 5 coming out from forZe, 2 for Shockwave. We were just talking about wasn't necessarily putting a lot of numbers up earlier. Definitely a good start for him that round. And they are going to go, of course, with the usual castle strap. But interesting that Kama's going to be on the dock this time instead of Shengi. It's just, I don't know. They just want to change it up, I guess, because he was doing a good job on it. So it's not really necessary.
They completely changed it, right? You had Shockwave playing the Maestro.
Yeah.
It's kind of just shuffling between all the operators. It really just depends on the site, I guess, for them.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
We'll see how it works out. Chaos, much as what we saw with a lot of the other attacker lineups, probably isn't going to change too much. You just bring the basic utility that you need, and then you play what you can. Look for opportunities from the defense. Try and pick them off, but it just surprises me, like with both these teams, how little anti-roam we're seeing. We didn't see a lot from forZe, and we're outside of the line play later on in Villa, and we're not seeing a lot of it from Chaos here.
Oh, Kirp's taking a bit of damage here on the ingress. From the Maestro of Shangri. Oh my god, not again.
Yep.
If he continues to do the work here, I would be so surprised.
I think he might be able to pull it off. He was pulling off that Maestro earlier pretty well. Like I said, secretly good on the buck, but they're going to be expecting him this time. He's a little predictable on this last time. He's got to watch out for those ADSs once again. Now, of course, bomb site's downstairs, but you still got to make a similar kind of attack top 4 to get that control before you go down. And he needs to stay alive because he's going to be the one to open up a lot of pressure. But I say that, they do have a buck as a backup, but it's still going to be a lot on secretly at first to kind of start to open things up downstairs, I imagine. And there's not really I guess, any C4 on the board for forZe, which is a really, I guess, kind of poor choice for defending downstairs to an extent.
Yeah.
They're really going to have to fight it hard upstairs and try and not give it that floor away if they can. Because once they do, they can't really do much against the Chaos members upstairs.
The focus to have the double ACOGs to play in this situation, and the castle is kind of required for this site in particular. Rask will go for the run out as is tradition. And then we'll walk on back to the border crossing. Shockwave on the cross. There's a lot of reinforcement being set here along the hallway. This just allows forZe to keep flexibly maneuvering between one part of the map and the other. Secretly, however, is already in the site, at least in the back of it. Shockwave knowing that there's an opponent by the window. That's something that has been known for quite a while now. Call will take damage and then finish off secretly.
Ooh, docked right back up.
Around.
Yeah, this is not good again. Secretly struggling to get warmed up here. And the dock just keeping everyone full health. Chaos are really kind of losing this at the moment. Again, though, forZe are the ones who are warmed up more. And it seems to be the case here. It looks like Chaos are getting... they're a little bit slow on their, flicks and things like that because just haven't warmed up enough.
Vitaline will go for the plant, but he's going to be pushed off in just a moment here. Red Group finished off, but Renewals and Vitaline will finally kill each. Kaw is left with 2 players on support for him, but he finds the headshot and Rask for another on the Crips. Renewals again, the last alive. And now he's going to have to find 2 more players. Nobody pushing him, but the first hatch is going to stop him from dropping. He has 1 more position to drop on through. Kaw is turning around for it. Rask is low on HP. And the smoke is going to stay back, and the headshot gun, oh my.
What a round for Kaw.
Docked up and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helped. But at the same time, he was just on top of his kills. Playing a very aggressive semi-anchor, like a almost a flex role, in that he was kind of playing around the side a lot, not necessarily holding angles or things like that. Like playing all the way back in the bathroom when he needed to. So, impressive play, some long-range fighting going on and everything. But... Mozzie going to come out now, finally, to deny some of that droning as they play customs. Should be interesting to see how this goes. Hopefully, they'll put a pest in Passport as well to make sure that that's not easy for them to drone. But also, well, never mind. It's going to be the Frost. All right. Customs is one of the sites where a Frost can be pretty strong because they have to take CCTV. So Frost matting the doors and the windows of CCTV makes it so they have to work really hard to get into the site. And of course, they did nerf the Frost mats a little bit. In terms of their HP, so it's a little bit easier to take them out while vaulting. But of course, if you do so, you're not looking around at everyone looking at you as you vault in the window. So assuming there's good timing from forZe on it, they're going to potentially catch them by surprise. And I got to imagine they're going to play at least 2 people in CCTV upstairs. But the rest of them probably will play pretty flex. They also have the castle here to really try and slow them down so they don't rush site necessarily. But they do have the Thatcher and the Thermite to be able to just open things up and clear out any utility they need to, including the Evil Eyes potentially. But really, it's just the Evil Eyes. That's the only thing, and the ADSs that are really vulnerable to the Thatcher. So they're not going to get a ton of mileage out of them. There's no, that the Mozzie would have been more vulnerable to it if there was the Legion. Any of those kinds of traps. In this case, just got to save those EMPs for the Evil Eyes.
Yep. Won't do much against those bear traps.
No, that is definitely an advantage of Frost.
So, Crips will drone on in, and things should be spotted here. Renewals will find Rask, so no peek out for you. I think Chaos have kind of figured out the MO, the modus operandi of forZe. See Kama moving in the hallway upstairs. Kaw is taken down at 50 HP, or at least even below that, 40. Couple bullets away from dying, but Kama will find a kill on Vitaline. And now, if you didn't know, this is confirmed! Wow. Oh! The second headshot! Kama beautifully played here on the peak from Frost. Shockwave with 1 more under secretly. What is happening here? Renewals will find a kill on Shockwave and the refrag, and Crips with 1 more. It turns to a 2v2, but Crips is so low on HP. Almost an equilibrium here, but Shangri will be forced off. Actually set himself up in the armory to drop at any point in time, playing the workshop.
Well, they did get slowed down by having to pick up the diffuser as well, but there's so much time left for both these players to work with. I mean, Crips just needs to be extra careful. Drone for himself and help players. Oh, there we go.
Knowles, the headshot on the car. Now he has the sight wide on open. Shangri will have to make some noise and he'll be heard. Continues to go through the doors where Knowles will drone. He's going to try to damage him. Every bit of damage here is going to help the Maestro on the comeback. Oh, can he actually drop Knowles? No! He's going to be forced off of the Evil Eye. But both players are a bullet away each from death. Going to try to zap him, and he'll be able to down the sledge. Huge plays here from Shangri, but he has to deal with the Ash. He's at full HP. He'll have to fight. Gets the Ash at low health. Up top in CCTV, Shangri running out of time, but he knows his opponent is up close to him, and Grips clutches the round for Chaos as they take it here, and oh my, adaptation from the Swedes. So well done to the pre-fire. Crips, excellent pair chips.
Yeah, he definitely knew that the flank was going to come on him, because obviously Maestro knew he was upstairs and was not going to go for that defuse. But, wow, well played by Crips, completely reading into that, because it could have come in from either door. And obviously, you know, there's a chance he might have heard it coming in the other way, but he has no way to, like, place any traps of any kind or anything that will give him intel on where he's coming from. But I really liked the Maestro Evil Eye play, actually getting the down from the defuse play into really just spamming that zaps as fast as he could to make sure that he got the most mileage out of it and make it a 1v1. So it was really well played. Unfortunately, Crips played it just one level deeper. Was able to make it work, but that is their first round on the board. That was very close to being a 3-0 for forZe so far. So maybe they're finally waking up. Renewal's actually the one top frag in there for Chaos. Just 3 on Crips. Secretly just getting shut down too early, too often right now. He's got to be very careful because he's used to being able to enter a lot more cleanly and take a bit more entry map control, but it's just being completely denied by forZe's very flexible way of playing very aggressive on the defense and timing things well. And I gotta imagine, again, some of that's due to smart intel, probably good communication as well. I imagine they're all communicating in Russian, single language there, and they're just doing a good job of it. They know when to peak. I mean, I gotta imagine they're probably also using sound, their utility, anything they can at this point to anticipate the players on Chaos. And it's working. I mean, it's they didn't deny as much drone play though without going for that Mozzie, but still, it definitely worked out to an extent. Frost Mats unfortunately didn't really score them much, but the Frost themselves, like with the submachine gun, those 2 picks on the defuse carry, and then the run out.
Oh, secretly is left alive.
Oh, he might actually live this round.
It's going to be picked up here by Renaults. At least we'll be back at 20 HP, and Red Groove was close as well to support him. This almost worked out for Rask.
I still think it kind of can, because there's definitely a chance Secretly gets picked off with such low health at that point, in which case, as long as it doesn't get traded back for that kill, you can still make it work. And if you can kill him before he can do a ton of work, I mean, he's bucking underneath the half wall already, so it's maybe a little late for that. Because obviously, once you kill the buck, the sledge can't sledge upwards, so it would have been better had he finished that kill early. Could have sat a little safely on half wall, and there we go. Not only catching an Evil Eye, but downing the Maestro at the same time, and clearing out the batteries. The other Maestro also Thatchered. This is fantastic so far play from Chaos.
They're looking to run away with the Shroud. Cribs, oh man! Finds Shangri close to hitting the second. Maestro will be picked up though here. Shockwave, 20 HP. Renaults with the long rotate around as Vitaline will find Shockwave, eliminating the already low on HP player. And secretly, in classic EU Pro League fashion, will go for the reverse repel. Crips again just holding down Mouse 1. Call will turn around. He's in the hallway, and he knows that if he moves through, he'll be heard. Vitaline wasting no time in planting. He's already spotted. Crips will go for the fight, but Call will hit the headshot and the beautiful flick. Crips ends the Ash player right then and there. So he has to go through 4 players. On Chaos, 2 of them low on HP, so his gas canisters can do a lot of work. Rotate back to the site and will be heard by Secretly on the buck. Just not diving out anywhere. He doesn't really have much way of opportunity. There's no... Oh, he spots the foot. There you go. That's one found. But Secretly on the rappel. Perfectly done here.
If only they'd killed Secretly earlier.
If only.
If only. Some great play, though. Definitely Chaos looking like after that run out, they were going to play a lot more aggressive, a lot of pre-firing, especially saw from Crips. Just a lot more aggression coming out to kind of punish them for that. Because maybe they've been playing a little too timid early on. And as you talked about before, forZe trying to dictate the pace with some of their aggressive play and trying to do that. Chaos just shut that down that round, completely playing their own game and finally seemed warmed up, which may be a little bit late, but they're definitely looking a lot better after that. Of course, they're still going to have to watch for a lot of those crazy runouts. And, oh, the Echo coming out here. Sneaky pick from Shockwave. Potentially throw them off. And also a Kid. So they're definitely going for a different style of play than what we saw, which to me screams a bit more of anchor play. They're going to be playing a little bit less aggressive because they got punished so heavily for it last time. So they're going to be pulling it back just a tad. Still could have the Kaed on Roam if you don't want to try and do any tricks. But there is, of course, the Thatcher, and that's going to make it hard to do much from there. But those batteries did get taken out pretty easily from below last time, and there's only so much you can do to counter secretly doing that from outside the window. So this could be the case where they decided, you know, we need to play a little bit safer way to try and deny as much of the Thatcher work as possible. But you still can try and hit that Thermite potentially if you time it just right.
The question is, what can forZe do to come back from this? Of course, the Kaed players who mentioned is very important in this situation.
The Echo as well is very difficult to deal with because they're not bringing IQ. It's going to be hard. I mean, the Thatcher will disable it temporarily, but if they end up having to use so many of their EMPs with attempted tricking on the wall from Kaed, that could really help save the Yokais from getting temporarily neutralized.
There's the recovery potentially here from Chaos. They're looking for runouts, but there's none to be found.
You bring Claymores against this team, I tell you what.
100%. No question about it. And you bring Crips, who's been doing so much work. And again, no reinforcement set in the hallway. It's so odd, actually. It's kind of become a staple now when it comes to reinforcement. And Vidalin will come in. As Irtila had already been used, that's not enough time. Your second one will be eliminated as well. So poor tricking on the Kaed, to say the least.
If anyone got tricked, it's the Kaed. Kama just really not on top of it right there. But you know, he electrifies the other wall, I guess, and then peels off and gets a kill for it. Onto Secretly, again getting shut down. So, you know what? I guess it's okay. Good trade, because he didn't lose anything in the process.
Yeah. Not sure why he didn't play this from the window to take out the Kaed and behind half wall. Or bunkers, some people call it, but we'll just call it half wall.
It's a little clearer. Yeah, they could have been playing on the sandwich window as well, or have someone do that. Maybe the renewal's going to be rotating over to that soon. Looks like he's opening it at least, or peeking it, making sure it isn't opened on the bottom. And this is an important angle. We saw how important it was for forZe's attacks earlier when they brought their buck over to the window.
So Diffuser's actually going to be set here by Vidalin. What is Rask without a run out? And Vidalin is uncontested. All right. 4v5 and the Diffuser is set, and you should have every single angle covered. Comes down to gunfights at this point. Crips is definitely ready. Impact grenade opened up. It's 1-2 for Crips as he hits the heads. So many chips. And Call will go for the counter defuse. There's 5 seconds left here. Crips, you gotta save it. 1 second left. Oh, they're gonna do it. Call will do it. forZe get the counter defuse off the side of the wall that was still reinforced.
So that Kaed play working out.
Oh my god.
Because they actually used that wall. That was
why?
There was still another thermite charge. They could have blown it. Had they cleared the battery or the electric claw, they could have blown that wall. But obviously they weren't thinking that was going to happen. But Crips was playing so good. It was kind of Crips versus the whole team at that point.
This is chaos.
Yeah.
This is Crips that does a lot of work. Red Groove that clutches rounds. And the rest of the team that really does their job pretty well to allow them to do the stuff that they do.
Interesting that Crips, despite being so successful on the Ash, is going to go onto the IQ this time. Maybe it's just the struggle that they ran into attacking vents, because last time they did lose their attack onto vents. So maybe just thinking they need something to be able to catch those gadgets a little bit better, spot some of those goo mines, get an idea where the evil eyes are, but that's really all you're going to pick up outside of ADSs. I know I keep leaving ADSs for last, but it's because like they don't necessarily always factor in all that much with a lot of these electronic gadgets, but That will help to make sure that Thatcher uses his utility effectively once they're 100% confirmed on all the operators on defense and know how to be using them. Now that there will not be an Echo, they could have gone with the Echo again, but obviously the Echo didn't necessarily save things last time. However, we don't necessarily know what kind of intel they might have gotten from the Yokai that might have played into it that wasn't just turning into pings, because it's a lot easier to tell when the Yokai is being affected when it's, you know, people are getting pinged and things like that. However, at least they will have some counter if they need it in the future, if they continue to play with the IQ. So we'll see how Crips does this round. While you're still a 3-speed, a decent 3-speed on IQ, the gun not quite as good as the R4.
I mean, this is Crips. He hits heads, right?
He certainly has been. A lot of them through walls, actually. He's been doing a lot of good wall bangs.
Droning and expecting players to be in good positions. I mean, this is what he usually does. This is
textbook.
This is textbook Crips, and he always does that on land or offline. Unfortunate there for Secretly to run through. Shockwave will find the first on Secretly, however.
Secretly, just log out at this point. You're not getting a whole lot done, bud.
Secretly, you're ready for the interview, but it's not time for it yet.
He did have the one good round, though, where he ended up saving the day to an extent on the run out, but yeah, this is not looking good for him.
So we'll see if Chaos can recover this round here. It's a position from Renewals to catch off any players on the rotation. Again, you see the red every now and then that's off of runouts. It's like completely normal. You're playing against forZe. You gotta expect those runouts, right?
I'm waiting for them to do like a Valley spawn run out or something ridiculous at this point.
A full 5-man run out.
Oh, geez. I could see that if they get desperate.
Oh! It happened in the French League twice, actually. Well, those sorts of plays. Nobody able to win out that gunfight. Rask will go again, and he's expected, telegraphed so wonderfully.
Incorrectly, too.
Oh, my. Crips outplaying Rask in this situation.
Oh. Already has gotten at least one kill, so his choice of IQ over Ash hasn't backfired yet. He has taken a bit of damage, though.
He'll continue to drone, and
it looks like Changri knows he's there and is calling.
And he loses it! Crips at low HP! He gets the gunfight despite the Maestro literally waving his Alda at the wall.
He knows. But it doesn't matter if you don't hit those shots. Crips, though, low on health, but that's 2 for him this round. So far, he is just slinging Chaos onto his back and running full sprint. Renewals, though, with a pick on Ka, who was pretty effective early on some of the rounds. Shockwave now trying to defend this mostly solo.
Renewals will find one. That's a double kill for him, and Kama is all on his own. He'll find one kill on Red Groove, but he has no impact grenades, and he can't really spot anybody from this position. You hear the beautiful music in the back, but fortunately right now that's playing for Kama is the end of round music, as Crips finds another. My God, this man is such an underrated player.
Crips has definitely been just doing work. 3 now on that round, and I think there's been a couple of rounds now where he's gotten 3. So he is he's putting in the effort. Got a feel for forZe, who had such a great start. Now we go into the second half, 3-3 split. So that's showing these teams pretty evenly matched here between the two. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see. As we did go in a 3-3 split at the very first matchup, which was the forZe Vitality one, it also went to the second half, 3-3. So you never know where it'll go from there. Obviously, forZe was ultimately the winner of that. Red Groove going to bring the Echo, something he's pretty good at, instead of the Pulse. Either way, you're going to get good intel from that. And they'll, of course, start Armory Lockers Archives, whichever you want to call it.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
And
by
that's,
attackers.
they're not bringing anything terribly different. They will be bringing the Bandit rather than a Kaed. But the Nomad coming in here from forZe is smart, because Chaos also can be very kind of rotate heavy.
Look at the... oh my God!
Renewals. I almost forgot about Renewals' kills too. Jeez.
Where's the others?
Friends.
Oh my.
Oh man. You'd think they'd have more rounds too, given those kills. I think all 3 of those rounds were just on those guys' backs for the most part. Of course, that discounts a little bit the intel the other players are bringing to it, not to mention pressure and flanks and whatnot. But ultimately, the shots are being landed. I almost want to say Lund as like a what? It's like the past tense version of landed. Landed just sounds wrong.
Lund?
Lunded? I don't know. It just sounds wrong. Landed.
To land Lund.
Yeah.
It would make sense if...
I don't know. It sounds almost right.
It would make sense in German.
Okay.
But it's German.
Yeah. So that's too short of a word for German.
Okay, let's see who will need the Krankenwagen at the end of this matchup here. It's the ambulance, by the way.
That makes sense.
Yes. They'll have to fly and float like schmetterlings and butterflies.
It looks like we'll see Shangri going for the old chimney grenade again, and that could catch this Bandit off guard if he times it right. But it looks like Bandit is smartly moving away from it quickly after placing the battery down so it doesn't get him. But Shangri was doing that last time in the first matchup. But he's going to have to show Secretly how it's done, because Secretly got almost nothing done in all 6 rounds with Buck.
Oh, Nitro into Shockwave.
I like how he watched it on his gadget, too. Bloop. It's like the little heart. Yeah, drop an anvil on his head.
Well, still alive for now, and Crips can descend downstairs. He has an avenue of exit. That's the smoke that opened up the hole. Kama will drop in as well. I was like, oh, it's a late round rotation.
All right, let's go. Rask still has only set up 1 of the 3 air jabs, though, and still also has 3 of his stuns, so he's not really playing a ton of utility yet. So he needs to stay alive to make sure he can help his teammates out, because if you die with all those air jabs in your pocket, that's a big loss for your team, just because controlling rotations on a team like Chaos, very important. Especially when they've got players like Crips on a 3-speed like Bandit. You really don't want him running all willy-nilly.
So Vitaline is still playing in CCTV. Crips has no more batteries left and will be forced away. Again, the big advantage of having that Thatcher, but the Nomad has not been heard of so far in the round. Imagine if forZe get that diffuser set, rotations from Chaos and Rome in general, it's going to be more difficult as they try to climb back up to the top floor.
I gotta imagine he's saving those for when they get the post plant down, potentially, if he needs them, but it's tricky. Because you really don't want to set them down too late and then end up risking dying before you get that job done. Oh, his friend. Too bad it wasn't Castle that could do that. Like,
oh my god, hilarious.
Isn't Zophia's sound the funniest?
Oh, a trade between Red Groove. You're taking down Shockwave as Shangri is eliminating Renewals. How does this go now in a 4v4? Smoke thrown in the back into Kama, but actually does not connect. Red Groove firing in, but Caught will win out that gunfight on the reverse rappel. And what do? You're in a 3v4, and the Echo basically is downed. You're going to have to face against reverse rappel at long distance, and you don't have an ACOG to play it. Crips doesn't matter, though. He'll find Rask. Eliminate 1. Caw is on the reverse rappel. This is what you need to really deal with, and no, you can't do it. There's only 1 left. Not for long. Kama takes down Vitaline and forZe with the round.
Great attack by forZe overall. It just did not seem like Chaos were prepared for the Archives push. There was so much work around all the flanks and CCTV and the armory side. They just did not seem to catch on to the fact that the plant was going down, or just didn't have the angles to be able to deny it. Echo himself wasn't really set up for it. I gotta wonder where his yokais actually were placed, because that really should have been his job, you know? Oh, we can't get an angle onto the diffuse spot, which is, of course, that's why that spot is used, because you can't really get an angle on it through the soft wall very well, and that needed to be his job at that point. Red Groove's going to try again, though, with the 6-pick, and Shangri actually going to switch off to the Sledge instead of the Buck. I mean, it's got to be a gun choice at that point. You want to run the SMG-11. I mean, the L85 is great, but I don't think you go, I'm going to switch operators entirely to go with the L85 instead of the C8 and then lose the skeleton key feature. It's all about the SMG-11, and he's going to be rocking that, I imagine, as soon as he gets indoors. We're going to see Shockwave on that IQ, spot out that yokai, as well as he can spot the Pulse and the Bandit batteries into ADS. So they're going to get a good work out of him this round in particular, assuming he lives to do that. But also, Rask again going to be on that Nomad to try and shut things down once the defuse gets planted. But I got to imagine they're going to anticipate a potential Archives push this time if it does come out. But I mean, forZe tend to like to attack the office side. So it makes sense why an Archives push would be considered.
So, what's the play now from Chaos? Again, they go for the same. I mean, honestly, Red Groove didn't have much of an impact in the previous round on the Echo. No,
he was trying to fight it out with his gun instead, and just it's the yokais that did not do a whole lot of work. And with Shockwave being on the IQ, I gotta imagine those are gonna get shut down yet again. Like I said, even if you can't get a direct line of sight, you can use those Thatcher EMPs, any that you might have spare, to deny it long enough for you to get the plant down.
Had that Nitro Cell connected on Shockwave early on in the round, it definitely would have propelled Chaos a bit further in, but forZe are just playing excellently in this. There's no way around it. 3-3 at the half, of course, means that there's a big possibility to end up in a tie and go to overtime. I'll remind you, if you're watching right now, it is not your traditional Pro League best of 1. This is best of 3.
No ties here.
Qualifier. No ties are possible here, which is something SSG rejoice at because they are actually playing tomorrow night. And
Yeah, I like that the Echo wasn't even paying attention. He actually gets away with his drone, tries to bait him to the door. Doesn't quite work, but
not today.
I like the idea, at least, because he's got to consider where to set up those air jabs as well, and whether or not he could be the one to try and deal with the Echo. Really, it should be Shockwave doing it, but nonetheless, Renewals, one of the top fraggers of the team here, trying to get an early pick if he can. So the example, Shockwave is the one to get down here, and that is a big mistake. That means Red Groove suddenly more powerful.
And that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Chaos. Oh, they want to spot the other one and secretly will give out the information. Kama wants to save Shockwave, but he genuinely cannot get to him at this point in time. He's afraid of where his opponents are. He needs Rask to save him.
Yeah. He doesn't even have to really bait him in. Oh, there we go. We will save him to an extent. But at the same time, just burn time, make it so they can't push to recover him. If secretly you can just keep him away long enough, that'll burn up so much of their attack time.
Now Rask will drone in as Shangri will find Renewals. Kama knows that there's one player in the bathroom, and he will be correctly droned out as Cock will find one on Crips. The site up top is pretty much clear, leaving only a Red Groove, but secretly moves in and finds Kama. Can he find another? Yes, he can! Rask take it away, secretly popping off here on the pulse. There's still one player down on the floor. That's Shockwave that has been lamenting his existence so far. Finally taken away, but caught on the refrag. A 2v1 for an Echo is not impossible at all. Yokai will be found. Should get shot here by the sledge. Shangri will continue to drone. Call will need to move in. Little time left. 10 bit of damage. No, none will be done to Red Groove as actually Shangri will take in a bit more. Now the Echo will rotate closer to the side. Oh, he's right next to you! Oh my god, goes in for it! Red Groove gets 1 kill. He's low in HP, equal to Shangri, who's playing from behind the ventilation. Does he dive out? Red Groove will try to play it. He can throw it out. Red Groove will try to hold it. Grenade's going to be cooked here. Red Groove will continue to stop. Land right on the position, and Shangri. I even flustered over my word there because I had no clue what I was saying.
What a Kobe play.
That was a Kobe.
The fact that he failed actually worked.
What?
The 10,000 IQ failure.
Oh my god. You know what? Someone is playing in 3D in a 3D game. Shangri is playing at the 17 millionth dimension.
Yeah. That was one of those plays, man. I mean, he had to use that grenade. That was the best way to play it at that point. I mean, he has a heavy armor, so you got to get it pretty spot on. You can't just do a tiny bit of damage. But at the same time, Secretly was very good on the pulse around, finally showing up and doing something, but he's actually going to switch off of it for events play even. So I got to wonder what the thinking is behind that. I got to imagine, hopefully he's bringing a bulletproof camera, though, to help augment their defense along with the Evil Eyes. Be able to do a little bit of extra work. Can we take a look at that, Marcio, and possibly see if Secretly is bringing that bulletproof camera? And he is. All right, cool. Maybe we'll get to see where he sets it up as well, because this is going to be important for the defense in terms of their extra visibility they have on Chaos.
Is he going to have it in the hallway as well in front of the reinforcement? That's what usually happens.
Yeah. I got to imagine that's the idea. And I think we might have even seen that earlier from forZe on their defense as well.
It's a common strategy. So, oh no, the Evil Eye is going to be set there. Where will Secretly set?
All right, he wants to watch CCTV. And
there we go.
That's smart as well. Hopefully that was a reinforced wall, I think.
It is reinforced, but this allows them to peek against anybody going through the doorway much easier.
So they can play 90, and then that's the thing, is the deployable shield place right there means someone can actually play on 90, and they have the Maestro Evil Eye and the bulletproof camera. So the person playing on 90 is key, and it might actually be Renewals with a rotate setting up for himself to rotate to the shield. That's genius, because he can pop out of CCTV, they think he's abandoned it, and then fight it.
But he'll be spotted because there's a soft wall. You see, it's not a double reinforcement.
No, but that's the thing, is he uses the soft wall, pre-fires on the vault, and then they can't take him out. So, I don't know, we'll see how it plays out, but I like the idea of that 90-degree rotation.
So what is the big play for forZe in this round? I'll try to move him from the office as it is not reinforced, so an easy play here for the sledge. And the Nomad just repelling outside. Throw in a drone as you hear the goo mines being set up in and around the top floor here in Armory. And Hall for CCTV for a workshop defense is not out of the ordinary, and you should be seeing the second Evil Eye as well in the Armory by reinforced, or by soft walls, excuse me.
Well, we'll see. Raska's actually set up his air jab launchers early. That's the third and final one now, set up on that door to stop a run out, which you know they like to do, but forZe even more so. So I'm not sure the air jabs are even as necessary against Chaos at the moment as they were against forZe, which we didn't even see from Chaos. This soft wall throwing off Rask a little bit. He does have 3 flashes, though. If he gets an idea where he's playing at, like he just did, spotted Crypts. You need all 3 flashes to shut down Crypts, I think, at this point. Even maybe use the hole that's open in the wall, crouch down, huck him through there in an angle he might not be expecting, but just do that instead.
Okay.
Lost a lot of health, but hey, Kama also takes down the other top fragger.
Red Groove with a refrag on a shockwave, but Red Groove takes so much damage. Secretly with another and is going to heal himself back up to almost full HP. He might go for the double take here as Red Groove is low as well. And no, Secretly will be dropped. He'll revive himself at a peek from Kama. He's expecting somebody to move in from the main staircase here. Secretly so pressured in this moment. And be forced to drop away. Damage done with the goo mine as you hear it on the side. It's a 3v3, but the health advantage is definitely in forZe's hands. But we'll continue to drone in for his teammates as nobody's spotted inside of the workshop itself. So it might be time for forZe to get down to business. Call will inhale a bit of the smoke here. The rest of his teammates as well as they drop on down to 20 seconds left. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Karma along the outside. EMP thrown in as he dives into B site. Try to go and plant. Shangri's watching from top. There's nobody coming in just yet, at least not anyone that he can drop. He drops one. Actually, Red Groove will find the kill on Kama, but he's the only one alive. Low HP. Shangri only needs to land a singular bullet on his opponent, and he has every advantage to win out this gunfight. Castle Barricade is going to be playing against Red Groove as well as he walks on up. He fires a couple bullets, but Shangri will lead him on a trip to nowhere, and that's the hip fire even working out. forZe collect round number 9.
SMG 11 versus SMG 11 there. Whoever was quicker on the trigger wins that. Like you said, the lack of health didn't have to do anything other than hit a single bullet. Hip fire is the play there because the time it takes to ADS, not worth it. But well done again for forZe putting this on map point already. 6-3. So far, all 3 attack rounds won. And this is a little bit what happened in the match versus Vitality as well. They just went off on their attacks and certainly doing the same thing again. Red Groove's Echo just not doing a ton to really slow that down. So they have yet to be able to be successful with that. Some good plays there from forZe just all around. It was smart of Chaos to bunker down later on, but having the one player upstairs did not end up working out. Secretly, I don't know, maybe you should have gone with the pulse. That was the one time you did good. Either way,
Defenders, protect your bombs.
this is their last chance potentially on this map here to finally try and hold off Armory. They tried it twice, failed once on Vents, so technically you have a higher success rate in a way on Vents than you had here.
Is this going to be a rerun of the first map between forZe and Vitality?
It's certainly looking like
just
it.
not play forZe and Vorder.
Well, so far, Chaos has less points than Vitality ended with, so. We'll see. They're going to have to adapt a lot here. forZe seem to be able to kind of catch out a lot of players of Chaos fairly easily. It's just, I don't know, Chaos aren't playing as well as we're expecting them to right now, and this is a decent map for them. They played it once, they won it once out of the qualifiers so far. But that was against maybe weaker teams, I guess, than forZe, so. So I don't believe they played it against each other. No, they did. I just double-checked. So when they played against each other, it was Coastline Villa, and then was going to be Consulate if they made it the decider, but they didn't.
And Villa was a very close game between the two. Coastline went a 7-4 for Chaos.
Which is why forZe didn't want to play that again.
So far, 3 rounds in a row for forZe on their attacking side, and they're able to clear out the roam play from Chaos fairly effectively. it's been left to a singular player a lot of these rounds, kind of hold it down and clutch it. I can't believe that Chaos's attacking round where they were up 3v5.
Yeah. They're just, I don't know, they're really not able to shut down a lot of members of forZe who are, I mean, every individual
literally
player
just
on forZe
stuck it.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate because Chaos watched the replay and they're like, well, not again. Oh, a nice trick. Nobody from forZe downstairs, actually, to clear out bandit batteries. Here's the EMP out, and Shockwave will be checking the drone. There's nobody in. Shangri might be bouncing a grenade around, and will be thrown away. There's nobody in there to support from Chaos and to bandit trick the wall. Again, forZe successful, the halfway point of the round.
Well, they're definitely trying to set up a lot of angles here. You see them playing the sandwich as well to an extent. Shangri trying to get an idea what Archives looks like. They're trying to decide which place they want to plant at, but it looks like they're definitely going for a default plant spot here. They've got to have good coverage. There is the Yokai.
Oh!
As I say that, there goes the planter. Now Shockwave cannot watch for the Yokai if he's going for the plant. This is dangerous to making this play. He has a 3-speed at least, but it's not going to do a lot of good if there's a lot of utility used against him.
Just one taken away, and Crips find the kill on Shockwave at least. Rask holding off the rotations, and this is huge. Yokais are being eliminated, but that diffuser is so far back. There should be one more Yokai left for Red Groove, at least I believe. It will be thrown inside of the desk, and it will find Renewals. Well done. Now the smoke is taken away, and didn't really have much of a chance.
Rask is key to this working here.
He's got to move on in. He spots the Maestro, but he's firing a bit too fast. He's got to get spotted, and Secretly and Red Groove pop up and find a kill each. Call knows what's going on. He'll find the heads finally onto Secretly, but Diffuser needs to be set. And Red Groove is playing the Echo, but he does not have a Yokai. They will have to double rush. Very well done by Chaos to save the round here, but forZe came a bit too close.
Yeah, still map point too. So close is not enough, but it's certainly the right direction as they've been so successful so far. And it was just down to a little bit of a misplay in terms of the Thermite dying too early. And then, I don't know, crossing and placing the diffuser in the other spot was not really necessarily the play. I mean, I appreciate what they were trying to do and bait people out and deny it. But at the same time, they just, I don't know, they weren't able to live through that. The smoke was still left alive. He was trapped in that corner, couldn't do a whole lot. So, not the play. He almost might have wanted to just go for another plant in a little bit safer spot, but first alibi actually coming out, as we had one earlier that was 6th picked off of. But Rask's going to try this Nomad again. I'm not really sure it's being super effective. I don't really believe we've heard any air jabs go off. He wasn't doing the greatest from Sandwich last time, missed his shots. So a lot of work going to have to come out here from Shockwave and Shangri. Look at that, 10, 12, and then a 12 down for Ka as well. It's been showing up for Steam along with Shangri. Shockwave still kind of not doing the best on the team, but still trying to support as best he can. But Renewals on this Alibi should be interesting to watch this round, along with Crips on that smoke, because they've definitely been the top fraggers there. Secretly, hopefully going to be useful on this Jaeger, because he has been struggling all the way down there at 5.
5 seconds to insert.
Just, I don't know, it hasn't been his day, and you know he's asking about that in the interview if he makes it that far.
Yeah, we'll see if they do survive all the way then. Again, Chaos, this is map number 1 in this series, and it's possible that Chaos lose it. We might have to recover on map 3. That's still really the big question, but forZe are looking poised to take map number 1 just as swiftly as they did against Vitality. A big question.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, Vitality were in a much worse situation than this on Villa and managed to come back just fine. And it's only 2 rounds Chaos have to finally take this to OT. Definitely think it's possible. But like you said, the last round was also still very close, the one that they just barely won. So I'm not sure they can find a second.
So now the big question is, how will Renewals be playing? Destroys 1 drone as it did not fly through the alibi setup here, the alibi array, we'll call it. He spots the side of the foot here, but can't really find an angle on the alibi.
Interesting to see they went with customs as well, because they could have gone to vents again.
He knows which is which. Can't really trick that easily with Prismas, but it's all meant to take your attention away.
You just need to put them on a little model train like in Home Alone.
Grenade will be thrown in the back as Shangri will take a bit of damage, but won't be able to hit the smoke. Grenade in the back as well, and we'll do a bit of damage to Secretly here on the Jaeger, and Shockwave is poised to walk into CCTV here. He's got to fight the smoke and do a tiny bit of damage to Crips, but not enough.
Burns out the utility, at least forcing him to place one, and then there he goes. So that was worth it. Good teamwork, good distraction for Shangri to enter the room as well. That's exactly what they needed to do. Burned up a bit of time, but that's going to be very important because now some of that delay is lost, and Red Groove also at low health is going to help. He's not going to be on the Echo for once here.
Now Rask will use one of his charges here on the floor to hold off against any plays from 90 into the break room. Shangri's on the floor, and you know the rotation hole had already been set. It takes so long for forZe to clear this out. Is really the big deal of playing the alibi, for those wondering. It at least gives you a lot of time. So, Call now setting up for the play. The alibi renewals. Oh, baby, what a shot.
That was the real one.
Shangri watching from up top, and this is where you'll need the alibi alive. If this diffuser is set, Chaos will have a really hard time to come back. The Jaeger pulling off. Well done by Secretly. He takes no damage, and even Shangri will be forced off of the site. Call will go in for the plant, as there's no Echo with Yokais to disable him. Rask is watching the rotation from up top. If he's taken away, the entire anti-roam play will be shut down. Find one kill on Secretly, but Red Groove will go for the double kill. Renewal's already got one kill, and Shangri will play the same way we saw actually Slash running this before. Renewal's with a drop and finds the kill. Well done by Chaos as they disabled the diffuser, but Shangri, wonderful position. We've seen that again. Slash played it with Rogue on a glass in that very exact same position.
Yeah.
There's a way to vault up there.
All you have to do is repel, and then you move over to it, and then just get off repel, and you're on top of it. It's not. You don't even have to do a weird trick. If you're talking about the machine right there, the generator thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a nice thing. It's just people rarely play it, but it's a nice angle that you get good downward pressure.
You're not expecting anyone there. You're expecting someone on the floor maybe, or playing behind it, but not on top of it.
The nice thing is, too, if you're on repel, instead of getting on top of it, you can kind of use it as cover and then repel up a little bit more to kind of peek over the top of it, if you want to. I can't remember if it was like Slash or someone else that also has done some weird vaults onto the kind of fence as well with glass.
That was Slash. Exactly that with that vault.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. It's fun little vault there. Shockwave going to change up finally over to something else that is a little more shocking in terms of Twitch here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
But will that be enough to close this out? Because Chaos seeming to fight back now after losing 3 rounds in a row. They win 2, and now they're only 1 point away from taking this to overtime. Certainly possible. Seen a good fight back earlier, like I said, from Vitality. Chaos poised to do the same, especially after that round was a lot less close. They definitely were able to delay for a long time. And then the counter defuse just coming out. They managed to get the plant down, though. Credit to forZe on that. They just could not cover adequately enough and didn't have the grenades like in the previous round to bounce incorrectly off the window and make a play with.
10 seconds to insertion.
Shangri and is it just so many double-digit kills on here because it's just that you see the strong players on the team in terms of frags showing up. As soon as the rest of the team shows up, then it really starts to become trouble for the other team. Renewals, though, with a nice angle all the way out towards the Valley spawn there.
Ay, ay.
Cheeky. The Shockwave looks prepared for it and forces Renewals off.
Good.
Yeah, he sees the hole. He's like, I know.
Yeah, you're not playing this against me. Not gonna happen this time. No, honestly, it's a very risky position to play in. This is where you can go for those multiple bullet holes or multiple punch holes, just to try and confuse your opponents as they come in from spawn. But yeah, usually it's a bad idea because the first thing you do if you're coming in from that spawn of Valley is just immediately fire into that specific wall in the hallway. More often than not, you'll just do damage or at least force your opponents back. And oh, Renault's what a play! Call will be eliminated. As forZe were not expecting to peek through the preset hole into office. And that's a big kill on the Thatcher of Shangri onto Secretly. Mute taken away, as well as a Nitro.
Definitely good plays coming out here from both teams, but time's slowly dwindling down, and now with loss of the Thatcher, they won't have as much utility to clear things out. At least they still have the shock runs. Not sure if that was the last one or not, but they also have grenades from Shangri, so utility to help with things here, but they've got to start to make actual plays happen if they want to actually get towards site, because it's all the way down in vents. And you're not making a lot of progress on the top floor just yet, especially once this minute and a half is burned. And he said they don't have the Thatcher to help clear out this wall. They do still have the thermite, but no, nice shutdown by Crips.
He finds one and rotates to CCTV. Shockwave is trying to catch him off guard, but he takes a lot of damage. Shockwave, winner of that engagement. forZe looking to take it right here. Not allow Chaos the opportunity to recover in overtime. But Chaos is they have definitely had their comebacks in the past. Shangri with the same plays we saw him on before. A big thing for Chaos is just not allowing the diffuser to even be set. Kama will take a lot of damage as Shockwave is watching for rotations. The main staircase here, but there's nobody to be found. Maestro Vanillas will stick downstairs by the beepers. Shangri is just remodeling this entire site here. He has every single angle humanly possible. Smoke will be thrown right at the entrance as Vitlin's on the floor. Shockwave will take him out. The Maestro for the peek and take it away. Shockwave still alive. Chaos close to losing this matchup here as Red Groove will find one kill. Only barbed wire left with a gas canister in hand. Throw one out as Shangri will fire down and will find the kill. Red Groove taken away. forZe. No, Force. Map 1 victory. Finally. But it's the same problem all over again. Twice now played. Shangri every single time gets to the top and no one can deal with him.
Caw definitely showed up though. Deserved the MVP for a lot of those plays there. But nonetheless, forZe just barely not having to play those overtime rounds. 14-13 for Chaos too. They certainly tried. Again, it's the other three members of both teams struggling to show up in terms of significant amount of kills that I think is holding them back a little bit. Kills aren't everything, but when you have everything kind of too top heavy in terms of top players, you struggle to be consistent.
It was fairly even. I mean, fairly spread out evenly between all the players on both teams. But the problem was Shangri's positioning every single time was so perfect. I know that the entrance was more caught, but Shangri is holding off all rotations perfectly. I mean, yeah, just play the top floor. That's it. And this is not the first time we've seen it. We've seen it even in the two maps that happened before between Vitality and forZe. I'm baffled by the fact that this kept happening, really.
Crips definitely had a lot better plays on attack than defense. Same with Red Groove, really, because Red Groove really struggled on playing the Echo, but Caw definitely, this was one of his best rounds. Very good defense on both sides of the site, and then finishing things off with that 3K to save the round. What a good referee. But Kama, the double on the diffuse carrier right here. He's like, I don't need no welcome mat because the welcome mat is my gun. Still one in his pocket too while he was making those plays.
There were many tries here to save it. Chaos definitely were close to bringing it back. Yeah, this, if only he had gotten the kill.
Right.
Unfortunate, but Crips is playing out of his mind in this game. forZe just, in general, they're a good team. They're underrated just because people don't really know them. Because most people that are watching here are, they know how things work when it comes to Pro League.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like in CL or in national tournaments that are outside of maybe USN for a lot of viewers. And I think it's very important for us to highlight things that happen in BR6, things in the French League, etc., and even the Russian League in this case for forZe.
I gotta say, I at this point am seeing forZe replace Zissou in Pro League, the way things are going.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
I mean, that depends on who goes in what place or whatever, but it's certainly looking that way, the way they've been playing. Just out of their minds. This was unfortunate for Rask, just missing that shot and hitting the sort of pillar-esque part of that stead. Did get followed up by an actual kill on that, and just the peak from Rules. He played a great alibi that round, especially. So, good grenade attempts, too, from the chimney, as I like to call it, but none that round for some reason. Shockwave finally finding an operator he could get kills on. Definitely did much better on the Twitch than on the IQ, so maybe something to think about for next map as well.
All right, speaking of that, next map coming up in just a few minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 1 went the way of forZe, as it did in their game versus Vitality. Border is all of theirs. We'll see what happens on map number 2 here in their series against Chaos. Clubhouse. Now, Samuel Ostamatic Finch. This is Devin Emzo Becker, and we're gonna head in the game ASAP.
That's right.
There you go.
Let's do it. Let's start the shooting. Now this is Chaos's pick, and also one they were expected to play 4 times. One of them was the decider, but they played it 3 times. No, I'm sorry. I meant 3 out of 4 matches it was expected to play. One of them was the decider. They won the 2 matches that they did play Clubhouse on, and then they have 1 loss that I think is from Pro League, if I'm remembering correctly, rather than from the qualifiers. Double check that, but
yeah.
Either way, they have a good record on it. forZe only played it the once versus eWorld, but they did even better on it than Chaos did in their matches. They did a 7-2 against eWorld. There's the cap ban. So we go on Hard Breacher and then the cap ban. No Thatcher ban, thankfully. But Chaos's matches was a 7-3 versus MKers and then an 8-7 against Orglis. So showing that they're strong on it, but maybe not as strong as forZe. It's hard to say. But they definitely want to play it because they had it also as their decider against BDS. The only team they didn't play it against or have it queued to play against was forZe. Imagine that might have been just forZe's ban. Valk gonna go. Interesting choice for Clubhouse. Not really an essential op ban. So it's got to be more of a preference run coming out from Chaos. But to be fair, with the amount of jump outs that come out from forZe, it's just, I mean, this is the second time now they're banning it against them. That obviously has got to factor into it. So forZe just not getting allowed to play Valkyrie at all. Didn't stop them on Border from winning, though. They didn't even have to go to OT. Hibana and Thermite potentially going to be brought out here, assuming there's no 6th pick along with the Thatcher and the 2 soft breachers. So good lineup overall. Secretly going to be the one playing the Echo instead of Red Groove, and he's going to switch off of it to the Kaed. Shockwave going to try the IQ again. No, he might be better off with the Zofia, but it's going to be Church. So it's fine to be able to do that. They are concerned about that Echo that turns out is not actually being played, so they might have got debated into doing that 6th pick over to the IQ, just thinking the Echo was going to get stuck to. They have plenty of utility, though, to make things work, so it's not really a problem. And this way, they'll also be able to spot the Kaed Electroclaw.
Yeah.
That does give them some advantage. If it's in a weird spot, you know, they can deal with. Cool. If it's not, they can go ahead and Thatcher it as well. No problem. They've got enough hard breach as well to open up whatever they need to. Gotta wonder if they anticipated this being the first bomb site, but considering it is for many teams, Chaos has played so many matches of Clubhouse.
You know, looking at what forZe are bringing and operators here on the attack, I don't think they're going to veer away from these ops anytime soon.
Probably not. There's not a lot of reason to. I mean, maybe the IQ might change in or out.
Yeah.
That was a 6 pick too anyways.
It really depends on, you know, maybe forZe here were expecting an Echo.
Well, they did see it. He 6 picked off of it to the Kaed, so yeah. I'm pretty sure that's, you know, he got tricked into it. But that's fine. Like, IQ's fine, although I got to say, Shockwave didn't do the greatest on it. He was better off with Twitch for sure. Just, it's a gun thing, right? He just wasn't gunning with the IQ's guns, whereas he was with the F2. So, understandable. A lot of claymores to be set up here. There's already one set up, and then Kaz got another one. Again, try and stop those rotates from Chaos, because those happen more inside from Chaos, whereas forZe is the one tending to rotate outside for a breath of fresh air all the time.
Seacaw face checking into the bar. There's no drone near him.
Interesting, Rask is going to be on Buck too. I don't recall necessarily playing a lot of Buck before.
Is he trying to save his stealth and key shots? So he'll need more of them in the hallway here.
And here you go, hear him going off.
See the way that reinforcements are done by Chaos to limit the effect of frag grenades, pretty much cancel frag grenades from entering into the church site.
And of course there is a Jaeger as well to try and stop those.
So everything in general. Vitaline, however, will be set by Blue in the generator. Completely normal spot, but oh boy, finds the bandit.
What a
again,
play.
the tiny angle. It's been used quite consistently over the past couple weeks. So look back at Pro League. And it does the damage. Grenade will be lobbed in the back, and the Jaeger will take a bit of damage, but will fall back. Vitaline. Oh, the second one might kill him. Oh, he's somehow still alive.
He's going to have to stick the spot, because if he tries to run, he's going to get gunned down fast.
He is a dead man walking.
Oh, he's going to get finished now anyways.
Dead man prone. And Verlaine taken away, and there's the rotation hold that he could not walk through. And a fire from behind is Shockwave on a renewals. Sight should be clear now for Kama to walk in as he dispatches secretly. Crips on one. Walks back to the site. Tries to fire into the second. Still has some ammo for it. Rask comes around though from the hallway and finishes off Crips.
What a dominating performance.
That was just tiny mistakes, man. Tiny mistakes.
Yeah.
We might actually, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this. We might be on the cusp of, for the first time in the history of Rainbow Six Esports, we might have 2 Russian teams at a LAN event outside of Major League, basically.
I mean, again, we talked about this being a defensive-sided map. If they can have more attacks like that, Chaos is getting shut down. Like, this is good for them to be starting like this. Now, they are going to actually bring the Echo this time and 6-pick off the Kaed to the Bandit. They're not going Church again. They're going to go ahead and go to Cash, rotate things off a little bit.
Need to locate and defuse as
But
many
wow,
bombs
what
as
an
they
attack
can.
that came out from forZe. A lot of just smart angle plays, like you said, small misplays as well from Chaos. Crips was the only one to even find anything that round. That was brutal to watch. We'll see if they can pull off the same thing here. This is where they're going to have to deal with potential bandit tricking on the wall. They didn't bring a Zofia to deal with it, though. They can potentially try and clear our ADSs and nade over to it, or play from below with Rask, which is probably going to be the play. It's the safer way to do it if you can have someone even cover your flanks down in Lounge, because it is risky to be down there where you just saw Crips run through. That's the Lounge to fight from below. Try and stop the bandit tricking, but it is risky. You can have people even sneak up from oil pit on you, potentially.
Objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So, Red Group's going to have to do some more work with these Yokais. It just was not working. He's a really good Echo player, too, so it surprises me how easily he was shut down before. And Shockwave's not 6-picking away from the IQ. He's going to stick it. Just wanted to hide it that first round.
Defense, offense, it's forZe that are dictating the pace of this matchup so far.
A bomb has been located.
That's a window, all right.
Yeah, this is where he's
Give it to him.
scared now of those
Bomb
runouts.
located by attackers.
They're definitely trying to play like a little adaptive here on Chaos to try and figure out where they're going to be attacking from, but forZe are actually playing a little more careful. They're playing smart this round in terms of making sure they're at least covering their angles and making sure they know where the players of Chaos are going to potentially rotate at them from, but they're also getting slowed down in the process.
So, odd way to pull the X-Kairos launcher and just peeking around. Don't you worry. All right, fair enough. EMP thrown from the top. We'll hit and disable the bandit batteries. We'll secretly go for it again. Rask will be ready with a grenade regardless. Here the X-Kairos opening things up here, and
It's garage.
right on the garage, yep. That's a great drone as well, the one above. But Crips will find Shangri, and that's the Habana taken off the board.
Job
Well
done. Fine.
Job's done.
Nope. Ooh, there we go. That's what Rask needed to pull off, and he did. Well done.
Such
That's a highlight moment. Shockwave.
Oh my god!
Way to embarrass yourself and pull a beat.
Oh my god!
Even he's laughing at
Oh
this
my
point. That was classic. Good job getting the wall open. Oh, no, what happened? And that's an F in the chat for sure. Milos is dying over here too. Thanks for entertaining us all, Shockwave. Kudos to you. Kaw's gonna follow up, trade it, so now it's a 3v3. Slight advantage to forZe, but they do still have the Echoes, as well as the Goo Mines and Gas. So a lot of delay possible here for Chaos, as there's only 30 seconds left for forZe, thanks to Shockwave's wonderful play.
I'm back. I've recovered. I'm alive.
Not
really.
Shockwave.
That really. All right, fair enough. Come along the outside here. You see the IQ is on the floor,
15 seconds left.
regretting all of his decisions. Little time left though here for forZe. Kama's already in, but okay, takes no damage from the smoke that's been thrown right in front of him. He'll be able to set that diffuser down, and Rask will find Crips. How did this even happen? Red Groove away from his Yokai drones. Kama's on the floor. forZe are looking to take this back, but Red Groove will take out one. Come with a pre-fire. He finds the smoke, drops on the floor. It's one for the Echo. But he'll have to fight against the buck of Rask. Is there still a frag grenade left? It's really the big question. No, he does not. Rask will have to drop. Might be a drone here to save him. He's going to try to hear it. Redgroove at the last seconds will turn around. Will try to fight against the buck. He's got to go for it. There's little time left, and Rask clutches it.
What a play by Rask. Very smart. I like how he was waiting just long enough so that when he stopped it, that would also burn off a lot of the time so that he was forced to fight it. But man, that was definitely a close round. Again, though, Redgroove failing to use his yokai in time. I mean, they were counting on the smoke doing its job. It went for the second smoke, but you need to be watching that yokai in case the smoke doesn't work. Just, I don't know, pull him off Echo at this point. It's not working. And they will. He's going to be on Maestro instead, potentially. They're going to Jim. Crip's going to bring that Bandit, of course, that they need. And Shockwave going to switch to that Zofia, back from the reverse of the original 6 pick. And Shockwave has decided if his IQ play involves jumping into your own thermite breaches, it's not the one for him. Rask, though, been doing great on this buck. I'd like to see him play buck more because it's so far been very effective. And that's puts him all the way up at 5. Definitely a strong fragging operator for the team right now, as Shankry's the only one to not find any yet, and I can't imagine they're going to go this whole map without him finding quite a few of his own. Let's see how they set this up. Nice Evil Eye on the bed there to be able to watch people sleep, as well as to be able to see into the gym and watch them work out too.
10 seconds to go.
Wonder who will be playing the bathroom. Will it be the Bandit or Smoke?
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, and they have the double SAS as well, so shotguns at 90-degree angles are going to be a big deal here when you start pushing in. They don't have a lot of utility to be able to do anything special with the site, but they will at least have the double hard breachers to get the walls open, and then maybe get little stuns if they need to.
I'm curious as to how the bulletproof camera will be used in the situation here. Renault's.
Yeah. Has he set it up yet?
Yeah, it has been set up, but I'm not sure where he has it.
So we had the Maestro Evil Eye inside the bedroom. Marcy will find it for us. He's on the hunt. Is it maybe in here?
Marcy's a T-Rex.
And they're trying to trick this as well. You're trying to say he's got short arms?
No, he's got tiny legs.
Poor guy.
Sorry. I couldn't hear him from here. Crip's trying to lay things here as EMP will go off a bit too slow. Exkyros, all dead. No, you go for the second one, and Crip's zap. Okay.
Wow, well timed. Well, that's Shangri not getting a lot done, and they need to get walls open. So, I don't know, having a lack of hard breaches here could be a problem. So they really need this, so that I was going to say the thermite to go off, but it certainly did already. They already got the bathroom wall open as well, which was opened by the defense. Looking good for forZe here so far, despite the failure to deal with the Bandit tricking.
Yeah, usually what happens is that teams, once they see that they're going to lose the jacuzzi wall, they just automatically reinforce into the bathroom. That's not really what happened in this situation, is they leave it completely open. Vidalian looking to fight, and you have the shotgun, and it's a huge advantage for you that you can utilize effectively. It requires forZe to even dive into you. Grenade thrown in the back will do half damage to Vidalian, but there are no grenades left, and Kama will drop the diffuser on the floor thanks to Vidalian.
Well, he should have finished the job with that grenade then. Could have saved his bud. That is the hard breacher down, but you know what? He's not as necessary anymore. So it's not a huge loss. If they could finish off Vidalian and trade this, that'd be a decent trade at this point. There we go.
Oh, Rask comes in with a shotgun of his own. Vidalian will take down one.
Oh, no.
It's a 3v4 now. There's no smokes left, and I assume that Crips has a nitro cell. The big advantage that Chaos has that can play from downstairs. No, it's barbed wire only. Why? Why does everybody keep playing barbed wire when you can play nitro?
Because you can put batteries on your barbed wire.
Thank you for that clarification. Rask will go for the plant. There's a reason why you don't go for the half reinforcement on the gym wall. Plant for Rask. Shockwave will actually lose the gunfight. And Crips will take no damage here, but this is the perfect moment for forZe. They will do the same thing as they did before and just rappel all the way up. You need to watch the drop here if you're on the defense. You can have at least one player. What is the Jaeger doing? Secretly low on HP. Crips will try to stick this. There's nobody to help in from the server. It's Renaults to get the kill. Now you can go for it. Call will go one. And the diffuser will already be stuck. Chaos.
Vidalin definitely key. He traded off just enough players. They could not like accurately cover that. Also, the rotation from the Buck was just misplayed. Just, I don't know what Rask was thinking the way he was rotating it, completely exposing his back to the window when his job was to cover the window. That was the plant spot just did not work out for them the way they had coverage and the way the players were. Also, losing that gunfight against the defender inside server was definitely a big loss in terms of coverage. However, that was their only loss on attack so far, so not a big deal. Although, oddly enough, that was the defense's third bomb site, so surprising that that's the one they finally win. Mostly due, again, to Vidalin's plays, evening things out and getting those kills despite the loss. I mean, 2 for 1, definitely worth it. It was the 2 hard breachers, but they still have decent guns.
What surprises me here is that Chaos on their defense, they ran the Echo as well, and Redgrove didn't really do much a couple rounds ago.
What a surprise.
It is a surprise.
I mean, not so far. I mean, normally, yeah, I'd say Redgrove's a fantastic Echo, but he's just not been doing it today. Just not been happening. And Echo's in such a strong place, it's almost ironic at this point. I'd like to see him pick it up, but also he's a good Legion, so maybe he'll make a bit more of an effect this time. And maybe we'll see the double roam upstairs here, the overcommit. It's always good with the between these two. It actually is very effective because the Legion is going to be able to trap things so they know when they enter and they can cover for each other. Also, the alibis are going to help with that with angles. So between the two, it actually makes for a very strong roam defense, assuming they cover each other and communicate well, and try and just deny as many drones as they can manually.
Chaos. Again, Redgrove is usually playing a very, very good Legion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing is to not get caught out, because forZe's roam clear has been fairly effective.
Yeah.
So it's up to Shockwave here to decide, does he want to drop the oil pit? Again, all the setup is done by Chaos, but they're not really doing anything against Shockwave, and they still have 2 players up to actually make that 3. And they know that Shockwave's up here, they just don't want to fight him just yet. Redgrove setting up more goo mines as Crips is running the alibi this time around. Shockwave does not have any support. Oh, secretly! The fast double tap to kill Shockwave, and he's looking for the second one.
No damage done as well, which is surprising. Didn't get a bullet out in time. Kama, though, going to try and pick up where his teammate left off and almost lands the shots, but now his position given away. Now secretly can try and peek that angle again. Oh, but not.
All right. I'm not sure why secretly was even pushing him in that situation. It's an easy kill there for Colin. We'll take half HP off, and Rask trying to move in from construction, but it's Crips to lose a gunfight against Kama. Good play by the Thermite.
Well, good trades, though, so far in forZe's favor. Yeah, they lost half of Ka's health, but I imagine he's still going to be able to do his job in time. But this angle from Renewals doesn't end up working out. He's got to back off. They're really trying to play this heavy roam game, stick as many people upstairs as possible, slow them down. They did at least take out the Zofia, but they didn't take out anything essential to this attack yet. Both hard breachers and the Thatcher still alive. And they do lose the Buck, so there is that. If they had kept the Zofia with the breach charges, that might have helped. However, wow, they're playing this aggressive. They are not going to let them get downstairs, but Kama goes anyways.
Oh, he tries to fire into the smoke, but Kama misses. Shangri will not, however. Vidalin is eliminated, forcing Redgrove back down onto the site. Shangri will take more damage due to the goo mines, but Redgrove knows exactly where he's at. Flashbang thrown right in as the Baron 9 will be pulled out. Shangri's just still taking damage in the goo. He's got a rotation holder play here, potentially. No, it's too small. It's Redgrove to find a kill. It's 2 for him. Kama's last alive. He's got 2 stun grenades, and he finds him. Redgrove telegraphed play through the hallway. Fortunately, unable to impact through and move. If only.
That's the downside with the roam heavy defense on the top 2 floors, is you leave the site open. Especially if some of the players have died already or rotated up as well to try and reinforce things. You leave it open to that. And as long as 2 people got down there, 1 to distract and 1 to plant, it worked. And that was the play. Now, so far, they've won every single site on attack except for Jim. And I imagine if it goes to Jim a second time, I think forZe can do it. It's definitely something. There was just some mistakes made last time. And heck, they even won their cash attack despite Shockwave throwing himself at the breach charge. And he's going to play that IQ again on this attack. We'll see, though, if they could be as effective. I got to mention Buck's going to have to try and do some good work again with that grenade.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Try and stop them from bandit tricking as it worked last time. So it's on, I still think it's on Red Groove to do a much better job with his yokais. I mean, maybe it's possible that we missed, you know, one of them getting taken down by the IQ, but he still had one for sure because we saw him rotate it too little too late to try and stop the plant from going down. So again, that was just lack of good preparation and timing on his part. They need to better know when someone's there. If you have dead teammates, they need to be on that yokai watching for when a plant's going to go down so he can switch to it, pull it off so he doesn't have to sit there and watch it, so he can watch his other yokai. But either way, that being said, Crips and Red Groove and Vittlin still doing some decent work in kills, just not enough in the round wins department. Changri's still again kind of low, surprisingly. Been getting shut down a little too often.
forZe 3 rounds in attack, man. This is...
I know, on attack,
That's just...
What? I am worried for Chaos to potentially make this, you know. I mean, they beat forZe 2-0 before, but now it's starting to look like we could get a complete reverse sweep.
forZe might take this, and they'll be the second Russian team to qualify for the Major for the first time ever. World first, world premiere.
Very exciting.
A bomb has been located.
Doing their dirty work, getting their drones down this time in terms of making sure they don't walk into anything silly, since Chaos played such an aggressive roam last time. Very carefully. I like how he's looking for the yokai from below as well. Try and find that position out. But you could be doing that from above. Obviously, you can't shoot through the ceiling, and he's looking to try and catch it that way. But Shangri, again, not going to be effective this round, and that is a hard breacher down. So that means they're going to have to choose their resource utilization a little more carefully.
And Shockwave looking in from below is a situation you'd expect the Buck to be in, but Crips on the boost of the bar, he's not giving up anytime soon. And the yokai is giving him all the info he wants. Red Groove playing it well this time. forZe on the back foot.
Shockwave's looking for it, though. He's trying to use his IQ gadget to be able to spot it, take it out. I think he might have actually caught it as well. He just had a little bit of leftover stun. So that's some good work. Shockwave's still alive as well, so they're not in the worst position, but Chaos haven't been touched yet, thanks to Crips' plays.
No, Kama. Oh, takes a bit of damage on the cross here. Bit of a pre-fire, but Rask is up close to Shockwave, and they have to play this together to get down on the site.
Oh, just the reaction time there.
He's forced to use the grenade, but Rask will take even more damage here. Again, with those pixel angles that you can't really deal with. You know, best that Rask can do is make sure that secretly can't deny the thermite charge, and indeed, he will be very much successful. Secretly, we'll be playing in the back where you can't really do much to him. There's a player up on the catwalk. You can't fire through them, and you can't really see much on said player. Not many drones left, but Vittlin will find Rask. So Kama and Shockwave will have to move in on their own. Smoke will be thrown in. As a yokai drone is up, Kama finds Vittlin, and the yokai, no, he's close to it, but he'll just be taking more damage through the smoke. Dropped it on the floor, hazed and dazed and confused. It's only Shockwave alive, not for long, secretly. Finds the kill. forZe finally falter. Oh man, mistakes from forZe in this round finally, because it was all working their way so far in the match.
Like I said, Crips, though, doing some really good work with those two shutdowns he did, really slowed them down because they didn't have enough manpower to make the plays they wanted to with the speed they wanted. And then, of course, missing the shot onto that yokai certainly didn't help. But that was definitely good work. Red Groove doing a much better job that time as well, working together. We'll see how they go on Gym, the only other site that they've won before. I got to say, though, I feel like forZe could win this and take it 4-2 into the second half. Crips going to sneak onto that Bandit. Though I think he was actually maybe more effective on the Legion. But you never know how they want to play it for this site. They do need the Bandit, though, so got to do that. Could go with the Kayet, I suppose, as well. But see if Vittlin's going to be the one to play the bathroom again as that smoke. Probably will be. That was somewhat effective last time. Managed to get 2 kills from there. Well, I guess it's very effective, technically. But Red Groove going to have to set up those evil eyes in a smart spot. Probably just the same spots we saw last time. on the bed. Oh no, he's actually going to put it on the ground instead, interestingly enough. Try and get a better angle.
Yeah, this is
More
just
predictable.
just to directly see into anyone.
Yeah. Oh, double as well. They assume that obviously the push is going to come into gym.
5 seconds.
I mean, they can see the bedroom as well, but
It makes sense, doesn't it?
yeah. This is not a bad play at all. They're dedicating a lot to there, though, and imagine if you come in there with a Thatcher and just take both out for free off one, EMP. Wouldn't be great, but that's assuming that even happens. Obviously, they could use grenades and other utility to try and take it out. Claymores, of course, to stop any kind of jump outs, but I'm really curious to see how forZe is going to play their defense, or how crazy they might be doing with the jump outs and just a lot of the aggressive peaks they make. They've got to try and deny this wall again. Last time they did struggle getting it open. We saw the Habana fail previously on this attack. There's one. The X-Kyro was lost, and Crips does get stunned. Will this be enough?
Ace gets on the second time. It should be enough to open things up. He connects with one part. Oh,
there we go.
It's all done.
That's going to force Crips out.
You could move in through it. Obviously, okay.
Could make it a standing hole instead of that, but maybe they want an angle onto the entrance to make sure no one can run in on you easily.
Look, man, you can't ever criticize an artist for their art.
You can. They're called art critics.
We're not art critics. We're not. Are we Habana critics? Yes, we are. It's literally our job.
Yeah.
But here you go. Now you still have the Thermite of Kama, and you've already opened up the other side of the map. There's a reason why Chaos are not reinforcing the entry into the bathroom. At least that's what it was before. Sure, they're continuing with that.
Like you said, it worked out for Vidalin last time. So there's that, and Shangri just trying to hold the side there to make sure no one peeks the window last time. They did manage to get away with that, and then I think it was Shockwave maybe that lost his life due to the peek out. So if Shangri could do his job well, could deny that this time, this could go much better in their favor, especially since they have a minute and they have a lot set up here.
Oh!
But there we go, Vidalin.
Beautiful on the cross. Kama is dropped. This diffuser lost. Even the Thermite is kind of hopeless at this point, or feeling hopeless. Being on the floor. Shockwave trying to open up and time things correctly here, but Vidalin actually is going to be dropped on the floor behind the reinforcement. Perfectly bounced grenade. And this will be confirmed by Rask. He also sees the second player secretly on the Jaeger, playing behind the mattress. And one thing that forZe have for them here is they don't have to worry about the smoke. Died a bit prematurely. Rask will finally take away Vidalin, but Renault's find the crossfire, and Rask will be taken away. At least his utility's lost. Shockwave! Kleinside debris, by the way. We'll find Renault's. It's a 3v3 now, but the Shred Groove on the Maestro. A lot of work can be done with the op. Have to dive into the site. Secretly, we'll find Shockwave. Habana trying to come in from the back, but the fuser's already been picked up. Shangri will find Crips. Ka is taking a lot of damage, but the Maestro is rotating away. Ka will actually push into the secret, and
What were you doing, Ka?
come on, my man.
That was what a misplay. Why was Habana not the one making that push? You had it. That could have been a easy win. Unfortunate. Ka just missed timing, not paying enough attention to the clock. And it's a second win on Jim for Chaos. And now they actually go through the half evenly matched. It's still a good start, though. Evenly matched is a great start for forZe because that means they won half of their attack rounds, which is a strong start. Definitely could make this happen. Church to be the start as well for forZe on their defense. What will they do differently on Marnstein? Crip's going to get back on that Ash. He did so well, although he also did fine on the IQ, so see how he does on this particular site. But somewhat similar attack lineup. No buck or anything like that, though, coming out for Chaos. Defense for Church here. Going to have all the utility they need as well, and they're going to, I imagine, try and deny the Church wall, at least with the Bandit. No Ka-Ed to try and deny the hatches. So those probably will get opened, unless we see some impact tricking, which could come out even from Ka if he's got impact nades on the smoke, or it could be from Kama if he's got impacts on the Legion, which is more common, I think, than on the smoke, as the smoke is often the one to bring barbed wire. And it seems like there's a lot of preference for barbed wire between these two teams. They're getting set up for a rotation on the generator as usual, so that Rask can play behind it. I imagine usually it's the Jaeger, and that's because he can replace his own ADSs 'Cause usually the only way to take care of him is nade him or use Capitao, and Capitao is banned. Shockwave with the same spot that you mentioned before, the evil eye above the jukebox, pretty typical. This one's interesting though, to be able to try and help watch, so that way if Rask is playing behind the generator, he can actually watch him for himself, possibly even look up the hatch if it gets rotated for him once the blue hatch gets opened on stock. Like the idea, and there's of course that angle from above there allows you to stay on the boxes and fire all the way across the oil pit, which is a nice angle. Then he's setting up a few extra, just because they're going to be looking at that top angle and he can peek down below. I like this little mind games, little extras, if he needs to use them, take advantage of that ACOG.
Shockwave is definitely being extra right now. Crips will come in and drone from blue, and it's just pretty standard. Like, okay, the Jaeger's there, he's taking damage. He's actually taking damage from the breaching round, oddly enough, and he's down to half HP. Well done so far. I mean, it's free damage. ADS will be set back up. And that's why he was damaged so hard. Did I want Bastion skin?
I hope not.
Those are banned, by the way, for people that are asking.
Yeah.
That are unsure.
And that's why I'm saying I hope not. Because that's a no-no.
So, Jaeger's still playing in the back. Crips is joining in on the Ash. Reynolds has control of the hallway, but doesn't want to run himself into a nitro cell, potentially. Meister's holding all the way in the back. Reynolds, lucky stars now. EMPs from Secretly are a bit far away here, and are Chaos actually going to go for this run out? You can't really do it once there's a reinforcement, and thank God that there is one. Kama firing in the back with more goo mines thrown out. Shangri just waiting for the nitro cell timing, and it will not connect though. Even the Maestro is down on the floor. Renewals takes a lot of damage. Crips will find one kill, at least close to it. Fiddling will get one. Pre-fire into the second and find it as well. There's more pushing into him as Shangri and Kama will collect a kill each, turning it into a 3v3. Kama rushing up, trying to get the kill on Crips, and indeed he'll be successful. No one pushing Shangri. Shockwave is still on the floor.
Some advantage to forZe. Potentially they could pick up Shangri or Shockwave, but at the same time, like, still defender advantage until Red Groove got that kill.
There we go. No way to revive Shockwave, as it's being used as bait basically by Kama in this situation. No's already in the armory. He's got support upstairs from the Habana.
Who has the diffuser, ironically.
If only you could drop it down the hatch, but he's going to have to go for the plant. Shangri will have to rotate back, and Reynolds will find the kill on Kama. Shangri has two holes to look through, but Reynolds pops up. Chaos recover the round.
Well, now they take their lead. The first lead for them, I believe. Yep, it would be the first lead for them. So nicely done on their deck. Maybe this is turning out a lot more attacker-sided than we would have thought. I mean, not literally attacker-sided, but more so than it usually is. We'll try Church again, though. See how that goes the second time around. What will forZe change up this time? They did lose a little too many fights, played a little too aggressive outside of sight. Got into too many angles that were being held by Chaos. Just a lot of trades. Ultimately, that was the last two kills that really sealed the deal, because I feel like in 2v2, had they played a little more passive and tried to hold Chaos off rather than peeking things, they might have been able to make that work. But hey, that's not how forZe rolls. They just need to win more of the early fights this time. It's the same attack lineup. It's like the same defense lineup. They're just hoping to play it maybe a little bit better, not prey to some of the weaknesses they should have last from. Maybe Chaos will play a different style attack as well, so those adaptations won't really make any difference if it's just a different attack. Kama top fragging again for Chaos, forZe doing very good back on that Legion. This has worked out pretty well for him. I like that everyone on forZe has different turns showing up.
10 seconds
Like
remaining.
maybe except for Shockwave a little bit, but everyone's really kind of pulled their weight for the most part in different parts of the matches so far today, and so it's very impressive from this team, and that's part of the reason we see them ahead right now in terms of maps.
Defender is exposed.
Wow.
Okay, there's
You
a lot
wanted
of
it.
dedication for a drone.
Well, that's a drone gone.
Good on you, buddy.
Yeah, you only get 10. That's one.
Great at math. That's why we have you here.
Please, God, no. I can't do math. Crips trying to push his way towards as much as he can, but so slowly rather than joining for himself. or anyone droning for him. He's just going to kind of creep in and go towards blue. But this is what he did last time, is go for the blue push. So I'm use his breaching rounds, take out some barbed wire, do a little bit of damage to Rask. Maybe try that again. Was that dirt getting blown?
Yes, it was. Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know if they're going to go there or just using that as pressure. Goo mines in the dirt tunnel usually make that very difficult push stealthily. So blowing up the wall is going to get telegraphed anyways. And that is going to force the smoke to dedicate himself a little bit. But it looks like Renewals potentially is going to go for that push in there. Interesting Claymore, assuming they might get a run out there. Was that an Evil Eye he just took out upstairs? Interesting. Maybe trying to stop the thermite breaches on the hatch. I'm assuming, like, to keep stock hatch alive a bit longer. It's an interesting idea. You can get away with it.
Smoke's going to be forced out here as force to realize the shenanigans that Chaos are up to as we speak. Secretly continues to drone into the site. Will be pushed in and into a shotgun. That's definitely not where you want to go. Nobody's joining in for the Zofia. Nitro Cell was used, as we heard in the back. More explosives everywhere. The smoke's going to be forced back again. Thanks to the lifeline. Gotta stagger them. Shockwave will take a lot of damage here, as Rask will eliminate one of the DSs so he can sit a bit closer. Nitro Cell is thrown back. I'm not sure, it just ripped open. And he's still in. The smoke with a dot or laser can definitely hit this angle on Renewals. And he goes for it. Oh, but he misses the shot. Was expecting him going a bit too wide. Smoke takes a lot of damage. Red Crew will find Shockwave. There's even the Legion to support, and there you go. The headshot even from Caw to eliminate Renewals. And fortunately, the pressure is now gone. The rest of forZe can just focus on this entry. Crips will find one of Vitaline on the refrag. Kama holding off the rotations into the church. Caw will find Red Groove and try to pre-fire into Vitaline. It's already done then. Diffuser's dropped. Secretly on his own. We'll have to go for gunfights at this point in time. And Kama finds the kill through the preset hole.
Nicely done. I mean, the fact that they won their fight in Dirt Tunnel and then the Jaeger was able to stay alive as long as he was and get the kill, that absolutely flipped things around, because then they could switch around to focusing on blue with the two players from Dirt still left alive. That made a huge difference. Just being able to rotate that manpower quickly just because of the pressure from blue not being fast enough and the pressure from Dirt Tunnel just not being effective enough in terms of pushing the back, but also dedicating two to Dirt, I think helped just to make sure they had the backup. And the fact that just the timing worked out better for forZe than Chaos does bring this now to a 4-4 tie again. forZe are going to have to try and pull out a little bit of a lead here because, of course, if they can close this out in map 2, they are going to be the more tired of the two teams, having played at least two maps in round or two against Vitality earlier. They're definitely, I got to imagine, wanting to close this out so they can rest up, especially if they might be going to Raleigh.
So close.
Yeah. This has definitely been a good match between these two teams, though.
And again, I would like to highlight for any viewers out there, forZe are showing what they're worth. They weren't able to make it to Challenger League last season, and it was with the same lineup that they have now. Dan, for Empire, used to play on forZe not long ago.
Yep. It's definitely a switcheroo with Shockwave. Good trade, though, as it worked out pretty well, because Dan, gotta say, an even stronger player than Shockwave. So Empire have just been looking good. So now they're going to Cash here. So far, we've only seen Church, so this will be interesting to see how forZe do this. This is where you really got to watch for runouts. See that secretly looking for them inside stock. They've got to watch out for any even in garage door, because they could get cheeky, sneak up the oil pit and just come running out at any point.
Secretly's waiting, but no one dives in, and always on the rappel. It just saves you so much. Secretly with another EMP as well to guarantee the thermite charge to go off. And extra Zofia charges as well, pushing the defenders back. And that'll be the hole opened up. No casualties on the team kills on this one.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a slow start. I mean, it's only a minute in, but forZe are looking a little little effective on delaying, at least. Chaos just not sure exactly how they want to attack this.
Come up playing the back stairs as Crips should have a beat on him. Oh my god, no, he's so close. Should be able to hear him as he's walking on up, and he looks all the way around, confirms it. And you see both the Habana and the Ash turning around him, try to push the smoke, I believe, there of Caw. Back, Renaults will dive on in. And move into construction. It's a very odd, actually, no, it's Rask on the Jaeger. Okay, smoke damage done to Renaults is somehow, he'll be tagged very low. There's the canister charge. Minute 30 seconds left. 2 Oak has been banned by Battle Eye. Is that Quintero's second account?
It's 2 Oak indeed. Back to sleep for you.
Secretly still watching for anybody pushing against them, but forZe are just holding on, bearing all the hatches down. And I'm not sure what Secretly is here to open up potentially a second walk into the A side. Caw has taken a lot of damage, and Renault's trying to play it from below on the Zofia. It's low on HP and kind of needs to play out that far behind. Shockwave getting up closer, but Vidalian will find the kill. He dives on in through the window. Caw will find Red Group, but Vidalian will find another. They peek against Kama. Might have been a wrong play here, but Secretly will find it. Leaving only Rask alive, not for long. Vidalian, demolish Rask. And Chaos will take the round, getting closer to a possible recovery. This match has been back and forth.
Yeah, and of course this was Chaos's map pick, but it's looking pretty good on their attacks. I mean, we saw similar strength on attacks from forZe though, so this could actually end up in overtime based off the way things are going down. We'll see how Jim goes, but good teamwork that round, especially from Chaos. You saw the way they were covering each other, watching different angles at the same time, and actually making sure that they were getting their picks, landing their shots. It absolutely worked out. Just forZe seemingly trying to get aggressive right into it and just being shut down in 2v1s a lot of the time. Shockwave going to bring out that Mozzie this time, and they're going to sneak to a 6-pick for a castle, teasing the fact that they could go back to church. Imagine that is a... no, they can't go back to church. Teasing that they might play cash again, I guess, rather. So hiding that castle. Because if you bring out the castle, it's pretty obvious you're probably going to gym at that point. So they're going to be setting up a soft wall there, interestingly, into cash. Be able to try and fight back anyone trying to pressure from that side to an extent, although that does work both ways, as we like to say, and then that can be used as well from a long angle with an ACOG all the way towards gym window even, through the bedroom and connector, so can work out against them. Now we'll be getting that last castle barricade set up. So hopefully he's going to be as effective on castle as he was on Legion a lot of the time. Shockwave going to have to try and snatch some of these pests. I think we saw some pretty good Shangri play on Mozzie, but see how Shockwave does with it. Good use of his shorty though, setting up some rotates.
It's such an underrated secondary, to be honest.
Because it doesn't carry enough bullets at a time. You have to reload it half the time.
But the reload, well, the rechamber between one round at the second is so fast.
Yeah, that's definitely makes up for it a little bit.
It's great. Great artistry there by Shockwave, as it's an odd way to put your finger at the side. Like, oh, I'll hold my finger on the edge and just keep it bent.
Why not?
Vidalian's going to be able to open through the wall here easily. At least just looking at it from the outside. There you go. So all done and dusted. And Chaos are not really wasting any time through this.
Easy peasy.
Vidalian just walking all the way back. Now you need him on the other side. Because it's only the bandit, there's not much you have to worry about. Chaos, having played Empire so many times, they know that potential peak from Dirt as it is now. Secretly takes a bit of damage, but survive. Rask has not been droned so far, at least from the looks of things. This is Crips will drone in himself. Oh, he knows. He turns around for one, he finds the kill, but it's Rask. All-time fight between the Ash and the Jaeger.
Yeah, definitely a fight for the centuries. The castle being lost is not too bad. Like I feel like forZe came out a little bit ahead there in trading the castle for the Ash. Secretly also a half health so far. This is favoring forZe, especially as time starts to burn away. But they at least do have the wall open and to Cache. I'm not sure if the wall jacuzzi is open yet. I imagine probably
No,
not.
it was being tricked.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Secretly, does he have an EMP?
What you got?
Yes, he does.
One left. I don't think it's going to happen. He's too focused on connector right now.
No, and he has to win this gunfight here against the Jaeger. Does he have the support that's required? He knows what's going on. And
Rask, use your ears.
Unsure. Oh, no. The earmuffs are on. And secretly will win the gunfight.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
Big play here as he's still low on HP, but alive, and that's really what matters. Smoke will easily dispatch him if it gets down to it. There's not much time left, and Vitaline will be eliminated on Thermite.
One
gas canister. Oh, the last one thrown right at the door, or right at the staircase here. Skull has the SMG-11 still in hand. No shotgun pulled out just yet. And that's secret close up to him. No EMP used as of yet, and less time left is caught. We'll find one. Renewals with a refrag, actually, oddly enough, on the Shangri. Caught turning around the angle here is displaying in the secret vault. So the Mozzie on the site, they have to play call. They beat him out, but where's the diffuser? It's far away! forZe win the round, and it turns again to a tie. Gentlemen and ladies, it is the year 2043, and we are still trying to decide who plays and who qualifies.
Boy, this
major.
This definitely could go to a tie, but we thought that last map, and it ended up 7-5. So, I don't know. This, again, is supposed to be defensive-sided, but we're not necessarily seeing that. We're seeing just back and forth between these two teams, trying to suss each other out. But that's also sometimes because a lot of these aggressive defensive plays are backfiring. Both these teams like to play a very aggressive, loose style of defense, sometimes over-roaming, and the attackers are punishing that, and that is costing rounds.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
forZe,
defused
though,
by
a little bit
attackers.
better that round, and Shot going to bring out the Echo this time. Last time on Church was when they went for the dirt and the blue push that just didn't work out. I gotta wonder if they're gonna bother with dirt again. It just was not really very effective against two. I mean, it could have gone the other way though against the smoke, but I feel like even if it had, the Legion would have been there to trade it, and just the dirt push wouldn't have been effective. Obviously, they were trying to distract and push from blue at the same time and go for the pinch, but also the Jaeger playing very well. I imagine it was Rask playing inside generator in blue. That was enough to delay them as well as get a kill out of it. So
5 seconds
they're
left.
going to have to be more effective on both of those pushes if they want to do something similar again. But we could see the old school Moto drop and hallway push even potentially if they just want to like go for more of a standard play that can work.
Just forZe's positioning in late round is so effective.
Yeah.
They've been very, very, very good at this sort of play all throughout the evening and really in general. I like the play into dirt that Chaos had a few rounds ago. Oh my.
Good night, Rask.
Stop.
That's going to be a big help now because who's going to play blue? Is it going to be Shock on the Echo?
Stop. It's a great shot there from Crips. There's all drone information basically, and Crips is just so great at landing these sorts of hits.
Mm-hmm. I like that he's got someone droning for him rather than doing it for himself, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is good sometimes to drone for yourself as Nash because you can play more aggressive on the spot without having to ping or call it out and trying to describe the exact positioning. But it is a little dangerous to be doing sometimes. Full lifelines and claymores left here for renewal, so there he goes. He's going to set up one of those, but he's got to make sure get some good use out of his utility before he potentially dies.
Hear the explosions. Those are all purely to open up the hatches. There's Vitaline with his first texting dynamite charge. And where did he use it? He already, what?
Probably stock hatch.
Hey, no, it's already up. Still up.
Was it a wall? Was it
Bomb
cash
located by
wall?
attackers.
No. What did he use it on? That's a good question.
Attackers have located
Are all the
bomb.
walls safe downstairs? Yes, they are. What? Okay.
What a mystery of mysteries. Oh, Shangri, can you pick it back up?
Yes.
There you go. Jump for it.
Long arm it.
Oh, Caw here. Timing is everything.
Oh, and he finds it. Renewals pushed away with full utility left.
Attackers drop.
And the Kama with another headshot under Red Groove. Secretly with a refrag though on Shockwave, and the game suddenly just speeds up. Kama with another on Vitaline, eliminating the front play of Chaos Leaves only 2 alive. Eclipses secretly to recover. forZe win this. They are on map and match point and 1 round away from going to Raleigh. All they'll need are some visas, but it's really the easy part if you look at all of this. But secretly finds the kill, even though he dropped into the goo mine. Smoke should be used by Call here to force his opponents back, but that's the last canister available. Shungry behind the black box. Can't really be shot through it. Secretly will find one, but now Call has to come back and save the day. He's got a shotgun in hand. He pushes into it secretly.
Definitely. That dirt tunnel, that dirt tunnel, man, is just a burial chamber.
The diffuser was on the floor. He had to do it. There was no other way, but man.
Why was the diffuser in there, you know?
Because he was trying to why did you walk through tunnel to try and recover the round? You have the hatches open.
Yep. Well, either way, that might have been one of their last mistakes. This could either go to overtime or just be done here and now. So, 1 round again decides things. If Chaos can bring this back, they still have a shot at Raleigh. If they lose this round, it's over. That is a lot of pressure, a lot of tension on Chaos, I imagine. Comet's been such an effective Legion. I say keep him on Legion, because he's useful on every site, and he's just been killing with that gun. So I see no reason to switch him off at this point, so good on them. Keeping it. Ka as well has been very effective on Smoke on both maps so far. Shangri again struggling though. Shockwave as well. Those are the two that just, I don't know, haven't always been showing up. Shangri had some great plays against Vitality, but not so much since. A 12 and a 12 for Ka and Kama, and then 1 for Vitalin. Vitalin's not the person you expect to be top fragging. I mean, he's a hard breacher and a smoke player. Like, he's supposed to be the last line of defense half the time, and the last line of offense, and yet he's the one doing a lot of the work, and that is why Chaos are potentially 1 round away from being out of this. Just not great. I mean, yes, they are winning rounds too, but still, it's just the players that you expect to show up are not at the moment.
We are expecting a tie.
Yeah, realistically. But at the same time, I don't know. forZe are definitely set to surprise today.
This is a site that has worked well for Chaos. So we'll see if Renewals is able to pressure his opponents from below. It's the classic Ashe-Zofia combo that Chaos have been so good at running. And this will force the Bandit back here as the Zofia will stun. We're wasting no time here, Chaos.
Well,
just getting every advantage.
Yeah, they need that extra time to be able to hunt down a lot of these forZe players. Smart plays here. Shockwave needs to play this smart. He really needs to not get sloppy if they want to hold on to this round, because this is vital in stopping them from pushing through that hole with how much time they have left. And Rask as well for potential flanks. They really need to do what they can to stop these drones, especially because any intel they can get on the position of forZe players will give them an opportunity to take action and be able to get some more time advantage as well as keeping a man advantage. Renewals, though, going to be clearing out bar as he's worried about people playing like the way Crips was and hanging out in the bar downstairs. Crips himself is the one opened up into Jacuzzi, trying to pressure from the other side. So they are going all out, trying to do as much as they possibly can with this, but no one's taken any damage yet in a minute and a half in. So forZe at least holding on very tight, making sure nothing works against them too much. He's going to call for a Thatcher here. There we go. The Thatcher call comes out, I think. There we go, to be able to help him open that wall. He's going to disable that, no, they disabled the black eye though, or the Evil Eye should be able to take it out. Secretly though with the
Shockwave! Oh, finds secretly and turns it to a 4v4. Unfortunate for forZe is that the work was already done by the Thatcher.
His last EMP already used. I mean, he still can be an effective fragger, but yeah, that's too little too late. Still though, you want to keep at least even man count if you can. And Shockwave fails that.
Vitaline firing in, but no, the team kill from Chaos! No! Shangri, he'll hit the Nitro Cell on Red Groove. It's a 2v2, and this might fall down the drain for Chaos thanks to that play. Crips taken away from the back as it's Rask. They hit the headshot. Last is Renewals. Diffuser's nowhere near him. It's all the way in the back on the body of his fallen teammate. Chaos! You gotta recover. Nitro Cell will be set. So diffuser on the floor. Can forZe play for it? 2v1. They should have every single advantage. Zofia's gun will be spotted. Rask is guiding Shangri into position. Zofia shot from the back.
That's it.
That's it. It's done. forZe, ladies and gentlemen, or your Raleigh major qualified team representing Europe. And for the first time ever, we'll have 2 Russian teams.
I feel like Rules is going to have trouble sitting and walking for a while after how many times he's going to be kicking himself in the butt for that team kill. Costing his team potentially. I mean, obviously things could have shaken down in many different ways, but certainly didn't help their chances at going to Raleigh and forZe. Like you said, 2 Russian teams. That's going to be hype. Could you imagine if they end up against each other in the end and Shockwave like, I'm going to get you guys for dropping me?